Carrie just had to check. Like, you looked very serious right there.
Because it was doing that thing.
You were very seriously looking at the back of that camera.
It was doing that thing where it says trying to connect. And because we're in a mountain home.
And that phone just got your serious mom look.
No, it didn't.
I was worried for the phone.
No, you weren't.
It did. I was sitting here looking at you. You gave it that.
No, I didn't.
You all know what I'm talking about, the mom look. I want to see us. Look at that. Look at us. We're in our new mountain home. I see Lynette just hearted us.
Yeah.
Look at that view right there. Look at that.
Right?
That's wall-to-wall windows right there, and like a 20, I don't know how long is that, 40 feet?
I don't know. I'm really bad at
estimating. It's a big, long space.
Estimating
but it's wall-to-wall windows, and that's our view. Mountains.
This is like our first...
For snow. You can see snow.
We can see snow.
Well, they can see snow.
The snow on the trees. I thought you meant the snow that was falling. This is our first official Brian and Carrie in the morning from the mountains. Like our official one.
Yeah, because we've done like, I think 2.
Yeah, 2 or 3, I think. Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
You know what I should do? Tell you why you're here.
Yeah, why are they here?
How to actually set goals. Wait, no. Oh, yeah. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
How to set goals that actually work.
Yeah.
And
everybody wants to hear about that.
We're giving away 1 free copy.
You know, can I point out that...
Let's Eliminate Your Limits, How to Finally Achieve the Goals You Set, Personal Journal, Brian and Carrie.
Lynette commented on the post that we threw up this morning about the journal.
Yes.
And Lynette is like all over figuring out how to get this journal.
We're going to tell you, Lynette. I want to say good morning to Brian Sakowicz, Loria Petrucci, Lynette, Connie, Sandy Weinberg, Kristen, Jeff Patton.
This is great.
Aaron. Look at all you, Christine.
Bassista. Good morning. You know.
And welcome to our pre-show. We're going to get kicked off in about 8 minutes, but we might, I don't know. I might rap. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Oh my gosh, Brian might rap. This is awesome.
How to set goals that actually work today on Brian and Carrie in the morning. Plus, one of you gets a prototype copy.
It's exciting. It's it's a legitimate good morning, Luigina and Jennifer Scott. Good everybody. Like, this is a great... Okay.
Luigina, we were talking about you while we were in Spain.
We were.
We have some things for you soon.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit on overload right now, but for like a bunch of really good reasons. Number 1, this is our first official show from the mountains.
Yes.
Number 2, this is our first official show since we've been back from Spain. So because you did kind of one on Tuesday, whatever morning it was, Tuesday morning as we were moving, and I was packing. But like this is I feel like we haven't been in front of you guys like this for a while.
Right.
But so I'm overwhelmed by how awesome it is to see you all.
I want to add good afternoon to Jennifer and Scott, who is still in Spain on her honeymoon. Venard, I think you're new.
You are new. Welcome to
But good morning, captains, to you as well. Cecily, now we know your name.
And I'm going to give a shout out to Satish Sharif. I hope I pronounced your name right. So the first thing I want to say is we received an amazing message from Satish, and I told you about it, but I don't think I put the name to it, so I don't know if you knew who I was talking about.
True.
Satish, we received your message, and we're going to respond in full. We're nestled back in now. Yeah. But I told you Satish stayed up one night, and he decided to, with his wife,
binge watch
a bunch of Brian and Carrie episodes, but then he was so on overload with information that he couldn't go to sleep.
Can I actually ask some of the Brian Carrie Share team who are out there right now to give a nice hearty welcome to a couple newbies. Bernard Shatif is one of them. Let's welcome everyone to the party.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, can I ask a question of the day?
I had one too, but I can't remember
mine's really simple.
So you can go first.
Yeah, mine's really simple. I want you to chime in after you've welcomed some new folks. I want you to say this. Look at where we are right now. Okay, look at this backdrop. This is where. Do you like this? Could this be Brian and Carrie in the morning from our new mountain home?
Maybe.
We haven't established an actual studio yet. Yeah. Do you like where we are right now? Do you like the backdrop? Do you like the counter? Do you like
the
backdrop? We're in the kitchen, by the way. I don't know if you can tell. Can you tell? I'm looking at our monitor.
I love that. Jeff Patton said the Brian and Carrie binge watch. Everyone has done it. Love that.
My boy.
So
look at all the hearts coming through.
Can I answer your question of the day?
Of course, yeah.
So my answer is, number 1, I think, first of all, I love the higher counter. I know it seems silly, but I love it's small thing. I love the higher counter.
Yeah.
I love the fact that we're sitting literally in the same place that we eat breakfast.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're eating breakfast with you, which is awesome. And,
breakfast television.
You know, we haven't put up our studio lights yet, so the lighting is a little bit dim right now. But with studio lights, this will be a full on, like you'll be able to see us clearly and stuff like that.
Well, Loria Petrucci's watching right now.
Yeah.
So Loria, if you're watching, which you are, because I saw your name a few times. When we say, would we like this to be our studio? Don't get scared, lovely, because we don't even have our studio lights on right now. This is just like a basic lamp we have.
Yeah.
So this could look pretty. Look at all the hearts.
Yeah. Well, there's Lyria and Scott Livingston, who is watching from down the street.
Right.
Unfortunately, snowshoeing can't happen this morning because we have some calls, but we didn't forget you.
Jennifer and Scott loves a new setup.
More lights.
More lights, exactly. We're with you.
Yeah.
Oh, we're freaking Loria out right now. Whoa, that is not the right studio.
Loria's like pulling her hair out of her head.
We're going to talk today, Loria. We're going to figure this all out together. This is a great morning, what's it called? This is a pre-show.
It is the pre-show.
So let me get to the show.
Yeah.
How to set goals that actually work. Plus, one of you, lovelies, is going to get this, one free copy of the Let's Eliminate Your Limits, How to Finally Achieve the Goals You Set personal journal. So if you're excited about that, if you're excited to learn about how to set goals that actually work because you've been taught wrong, it's not your fault, you've been taught wrong, give us some hearts, and please give us a share right now. Our first day back from Spain, I would like to get 30 shares today. Can we get 30 shares? Let's
do it.
Can we get 30 shares?
Yeah, let's
get 30 shares!
Where's my crew?
I was going to do it.
Okay, go.
You ready?
Yeah.
Where my crew at?
Who? Did you guys catch it when we were in Spain and everybody was hooing from around?
Yeah.
So I want to say something.
We have 3 minutes.
We have 3 minutes because on the topic of what we're talking about, how to actually get what you want, right? Yesterday we kind of posted in a little announcement that we had a big, like, you're not going to believe this happened.
Yeah.
Post.
That's what we're going to talk about.
That's where we're going with today. So if you're wondering, because people were not happy that we left them lingering. Everybody was like, tell us already. We want to know.
I read things like, is the power out?
Yeah, everybody seems to think it was
like
a power technical glitch. But let me tell you, it's a good one.
Kudos to Michael Hedke and Lynette Macias for typing in the who's. Let's try that one more time.
Yeah.
Where my crew at? Who? Because this is Brian and Carrie in the morning. And if you're watching, you are part of the Brian and Carrie crew.
Did you see me look at you a little bit weird there?
Yeah.
Because you changed the way you do Where's My Crew At? It threw me off.
Because I am authentic. It's never going to be the same way.
I have a goal to get you two snowing shoe. How am I going to make that happen? Well, Scott, you don't have to do much to make us go snowshoeing. We just, if it was, if we didn't move like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And we actually, be honest with you, had nothing to do with that. If we weren't on calls today, we would be in the mountains with you right after this.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've transitioned from Montreal to Mount Tremblant in one day, and we have a schedule of how we conduct our days. It's going to morph, so Scott, give us a couple days to get settled. We'll get there. It's all good.
I think it sounds like a nice Saturday thing to do prior to, family dinner with Scott and Jamie.
Family dinner. If you move to Mount Tremblant, you can enjoy family dinner every Saturday with Carrie, myself, and Scott and Jamie as well.
Right.
It's up to you. Whatever. I'm excited. We have 2 minutes left. Let me say this. Lori is having a conniption. We're freaking her out regarding the studio, but I want to see one more time if we can get some hearts flowing across our monitor right here. Do you like this new setup? Are you digging this so far? Connie made a really great point a mile back. She said that she likes the view of the trees.
I love the view.
Nature's nice. Well. Look at all the hearts. Lori, you may have to talk us out of this one. I don't know. I'm going to guess, and Lori, you can just give me a thumbs up, but I'm going to guess that Lori's panic attack has mostly to do with the fact that the lighting is off. The lighting's horrible,
and, for our studio setup where we're going, this is probably not conducive.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably why Lori's,
Yes.
So is this,
we're reading the monitor right now. Sorry. Jennifer and Scott's being awesome. Well, I tell you what. We are at 10 o'clock in the morning right now. This is Brian and Carrie in the morning. Welcome. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. We get rolling with you, our Brian and Carrie crew. Where my crew at?
Sorry.
That was so fucking weak.
It's the way you change the voice. voice. It's throwing me off. Okay, go.
You're going to have to catch up with my spontaneity.
Let's
Where's my quit?
Hoo, 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 hoo. That was, I decided to change it up.
That was awesome. Today's show is all about how to set goals that actually work. Plus, one of you is going to receive this very first free copy.
Yeah.
Of our Let's Eliminate Your Limits, How to Finally Achieve the Goals You Set personal journal. I want to say something, okay? We gave one of these to each of the people who were with us in Barcelona, Spain last week, and we showed them how to use it. We sat every day while we were there and worked through this personal journal with them. And I am going to speak for people.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say, I don't want to speak for. I'm going to speak. Liz Gillinger, Jennifer Ann Scott, Victoria, Tommy, Jamie and Scott, who are down the street, but Jamie posted something beautiful yesterday. This journal has already changed lives. People have been using it for 4 days, and it's already changed lives. So I'm excited about today's show for so many reasons. And we're going to decide at the end of the show who gets this free journal. You don't know who it's going to be yet. Matter of fact, neither do we. But we are going to create a little like elimination game to see who we're gonna go to the post office and send this to you, and we're gonna live stream ourselves doing exactly that. So stay tuned to the end, okay? But today, how to set goals that actually work. And as you know, because you're part of Brian and Carrie in the morning, you're part of the Brian and Carrie crew. You're crew members. You're crewmates with us. You know that we always start our episodes with a BG mic drop. But today I've decided not to do a mic drop, okay? Because I just want to get rolling onto this topic.
Yeah.
And this topic has some story and some background and some explanation for it. But let me give you the X factor. The X factor is what we're waiting for. How to actually achieve goals that work. Which implies that goals you are setting aren't working right now.
Right.
And you know that's true. It also implies then that the myriad of people who teach you how to set goals in the world, they have it wrong. And we're not trying to be assholes by naming, he has it all wrong. But there is an X factor that no one's taught you yet. And I want to tell you what the X factor is right now, okay? Here's the X factor. And if you like what I'm about to say, give me some hearts so I can see them roll across this monitor. Here's the X factor for setting goals that work. Never, ever, 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 ever set goals that can be taken away from you. That's the X factor, okay? And we're going to explain exactly what that means and how to make it work in your life as this show goes on. So if you dig what we're doing so far today, give us a little share. By the way, you sharing today's episode is the first elimination of whether or not you qualify. You didn't know I was going to do that, did you? To receive this free copy. So give us a share right now. Thank you for the hearts. And we're going to start with a background story.
Yeah, we are. Okay.
Can I start?
Sure.
I'm going to say one thing first.
Go ahead.
What we haven't told you before, and not that it matters, but we actually, Carrie and I and our kids, what's so funny?
I think that you're gonna say exactly where I was gonna start the story, which I think is just awesome.
Oh my God, who should start it then?
No, you go. Because I want to see if I'm right. That's where I was gonna start.
Well, look, Carrie, myself, and our two kids, we have a lifestyle that we call it something. We call it the 4 suitcase life. Okay? There's 4 people in our family, myself, Carrie, and 2 little ones. We each have a suitcase. That's it. That's all. That's what we have. So when we move, if we move, when we travel, if we travel, Carrie's life packs up into 1 suitcase. My life packs up into a suitcase. So does Chase. And so does Maya's. Which means we have to be very discerning of what we hold on to. And we've taught the kids. Capitalism is beautiful. Materialism is not. Materialism is scarcity and hoarding and having a lot of stuff, which is spiritually and emotionally and mentally, it's a bottleneck, right? When you have lots of stuff and bottlenecks, you can't be free to do what you want in life. So it's symbolic for sure, but it's also very freeing energetically. Our life, my life, folds up into 1 suitcase, right? And I'm very proud of that. Now, what's the rest of that story? We never ever buy homes. Is that where we're going to start? You have to appreciate that as a backstory first. Carrie and I owned a very large, beautiful home 7 years ago on an acre of land.
Yep.
And we realized one day that we didn't use the acre of land, and we probably didn't go into about 6 of the rooms in that house ever.
Right.
So we sold the house and we started moving simply to places that were furnished that we could rent. That's the backstory you need to understand. So Carrie's going to keep going. But so far, don't forget, this is all about how to achieve goals that actually work. Understanding the story is a precursor to that. Give me some hearts and loves if you like where we're going so far.
Right.
Please.
So I was gonna. You started exactly where I was gonna start to give the background of the fact that we rent our homes.
Yes.
Because at this point in time in our life, buying's not for us because of the transitory lifestyle we have.
Right.
That's a topic for another show.
You have to speak up.
But sorry, I always forget that my voice gets soft. Anyways,
it does. It's cute.
With that said, so obviously, as you know, because we did a show on Tuesday morning, we came back from Spain. And Tuesday morning, we both woke up, and Brian on his own and me on my own, we woke up, and it just didn't feel right anymore being where we were.
Right.
So Brian says to me, what about, gosh, like, why stay? And I was like, I'm thinking the same thing.
Yep.
So we packed up and we moved the same day. Yep. Now, I know that Brian showed a little bit of it on the morning show. We were really just kind of like settling everything in, packing it up and all that. But by the time 4:30 rolled around, we were done. We were ready to go. We were ready to leave Montreal and come to the mountains. So in order to avoid traffic, we decided to have a celebratory family dinner, a last dinner in Montreal at our favorite restaurant.
Last supper as city dwellers.
Right.
At our family's favorite restaurant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we go into our favorite restaurant, Al Dente on Monkland Avenue in Montreal. Just a plug there for the best Italian restaurant ever.
Check it.
We sit down. We've been going there for 6 years, so we announced to the staff that like this is our last real dinner here, so they just get all celebratory with us. We're sitting down, we're ready to go, and I get a text message.
Yeah.
And it's from our real estate agent, Sean Humel. Love you. Thumbs up, Sean.
He's watching right now, by the way.
Right? And it says this. So there was an offer accepted on the home in Mont Tremblant.
And there you go.
And we're going to have to find you a new place to live. Now, you have to appreciate the backstory on this.
But think about that, though. I mean, pause to give a thought. Like, holy smokes. We decide after coming home from Spain, the next day we decide, everyone's like, oh my God, exactly. That you should see our monitor right now. We go to Spain. We come home from Spain. We go to bed. We wake up. We're like, you know what? That house in the mountains that we're renting right now and using on the weekends, let's just move, man.
Yeah.
Let's just go. So that was like 12 hours after getting home. Not even. It was 9 hours after getting home from Spain.
Right.
So we're agreed we're going to go. And I just want to add a couple of things to your story.
Yeah.
Okay? Because we did more than just pack up. We donated about 800 pounds of things to the Goodwill. We drove to both of our kids' schools.
Said goodbye.
To inform the administration that they would no longer be going to that school.
Yep.
Right? That all happened on the same day. We packed and everything in about 5 hours.
Right. Yeah.
Right? But just imagine, you make the decision to, that's it, we're going. Spontaneity at its finest. We're going to go live in the mountains. And on the fucking drive up here, we get a text saying, oh, by the way, your house, it's sold.
Right. So, right. So let me add some back. Like, I need to frame this out a little bit more as well, because the whole story is really important. So the first thing is when we closed the rental agreement on this home, we knew it was on the market. But get this, it's been on the market for like 2.5 years.
Yes.
Okay, so that's number one. And we knew, so essentially the arrangement was when we closed that it was a lease until July, because we knew we were moving up in July anyways. Yep. But that if it closed on a sale, that it would be April 30th, right? So we knew that there was the potential of this happening, but the absolute synchronicity of it happening on the day that we decided to move.
Right.
So I sent a message back to Sean, and I'm like, LOL, LOL, because we're moving to Mont Tremblant tonight.
Yeah.
And, his response was great. He's like, that's awesome. Now we go find you another place.
Exactly.
But so for me, like, obviously this is going to bleed into the whole topic we're talking about today. But like, it was, anybody in that moment could have felt a myriad of things.
Of course.
Disappointment, panic, urgency,
stress,
all these things.
Yeah.
For us, we sat there, we both kind of sat there quietly for 2 seconds, but then we use the language, own your perspective, right? Our immediate thought was, this is happening for a reason.
Absolutely.
Right?
Right. So that's the backstory that matters.
Right.
Right? So, before we keep going, get us some hearts. You're digging the story so far. Where are we going to take this? Right. What happened next? And how does this relate to you setting goals that actually work? And don't forget, regarding the shares, we'd love you to share. 30 shares is what we're after today. You sharing today's episode is the #1 precursor of you being eligible for us to mail you that copy. So just keep that in mind. If you could give us a share right now, that'd be awesome. Now, what's the point? What's the point as it relates to you? As it relates to us, the point is easy. Carrie and I, we have a solid mindset. Our kids have a solid mindset. This is a big, beautiful home we're in. This home is gorgeous. It's large. You see the view. I mean, this home is plush, right? Yeah. But it's a furnished home, and no big deal. We live in 4 suitcases, so if we had to leave tomorrow, it would take us about 25 minutes to pack our things, all 4 of us, and be on the road to the next place. So we believe wholly in the concept of or something even better.
Right.
That is your #1 factor for goal setting and making things work. It's not about the destination you want to get to. It's about the philosophy, the ethos that you're carrying. So don't get fixated on a specific destination. Always leave room for something even better.
Right.
We didn't panic. We didn't stress. We didn't get upset. We laughed. 2.5 years this house has been on the market, not one offer. The day we decide to move here full time, it gets sold.
So crazy.
We couldn't have planned this better, right? Yeah. But not 1 second of stress.
Right.
Because we know, well then, we're something even better. Right. The universe is expanding this for us. So we're going to walk into a brand new home sometime soon that's going to be even more perfect than this one has been.
Yeah.
So, did you want to add before I go on?
I do want to add really quickly to that, because there's a lot of people right now who are chiming in prior to you saying or something better. That just means there's something better around the corner, right? Now, I'm not calling out anybody who said that, because I can't speak to you specifically. But that's one of those rhetoric pieces that everybody says, oh, it's okay, Brian and Carrie, there's something better on the other side of this. But that's great advice to give out. Are you internalizing that to your life and the things that are happening in your world? I just wanted to make that point.
I agree. Because Carrie did that very nicely, but I'll do a little less nice. Are you full of shit? Are you saying the fortune cookie advice because you know it's societal rhetoric, but would you take that advice yourself? It's very easy to type in right now on your computer, oh, it's something better is around the corner for you, Brian and Carrie, but would you take that advice? And that's the point of today. So, how does that work with respect to goals? Okay, so I'm going to say this. The #1 factor is never set a goal that can be taken away from you. Okay? Our goal, collectively as a family, was to live in the mountains. To get away from the city and have a sanctuary of our own that was very, very beautiful and plush and comfortable and isolated with nature and views. You can take this home away from that. The goal doesn't change. Our goal was not this house. Our goal was the lifestyle that this house brings. So as we're sitting here talking, Sean is probably already engineering 6 more homes he wants to show us. When your destination, when your goal is not a tangible thing, nobody can take it away from you. Okay, so let's expand on that.
Yeah.
Let's expand on that. Are there any entrepreneurs out there? Any entrepreneurs? This is so critical because I see this time and time again. It's a mistake. The #1 goal that an entrepreneur makes is how much money they want to earn in a given month or year. And that's an error. It's a massive, massive, massive error. And here's why. Money can be taken away.
Right.
Worldwide recessions, a depression, the government decides to come to your bank account and do what it wants to do. The tax man comes and he takes half or 3/4. If your goal is money, you're leaving yourself open to take a shot straight in the liver because money can be taken away. But you know what can't be taken away? Value. Your desire, your discipline, and your commitment to provide value to your customers and clients, nobody can ever take that away from you. What is money? Well, money is the end result of you giving value to people combined with your skill and aptitude at a certain thing that is considered valuable to other people. you learning to make your skill and your aptitude ever bigger, ever larger, more and more, nobody can ever take that away from you.
Right.
If you're a martial arts instructor, a baker, an online marketer, a life coach, I don't care what you are. If you decide to get better at life coaching, if you decide to gain more aptitude as a baker, more skills as a martial arts instructor, it doesn't really matter what entrepreneurial set we're talking about. If you strive to get better at being an entrepreneur, no one can take that away from you. Mm. And if you are going to make money, the end result, the destination, the goal, okay, not only can it be taken away from you, but it can fluctuate. Some months you kill it, some months you're dead broke.
Right.
Some months the worldwide economy is in the shit, and some months it's way up. You are forever at the yo-yo effect of the world around you if your goal is money. Mm. But if your goal is to have a rock-solid mindset that allows you to take your skill and aptitude, take your desire to provide value for people, and apply it wherever it makes most sense at that time, in that place, with the worldview and the economy the way it is, then nobody can take that away from you.
Right.
Do you want to know why we will always be successful? We won't always be successful for reasons that so many other people talk about success. We'll always be successful in business for 3 reasons. Number 1, we have a rock-solid mindset. Mm-hmm. All we see is positivity, optimism, and opportunity. You can't take that away from us. Right. Number 2, we have amazing skill sets. Carrie's a licensed counselor. I've been a performance coach to high-level corporate CEOs and Olympic athletes. And we're always looking to get better at what we do for a living. You can't take that away from us. Right. And the last thing, we care so much about you. We care so much about our clients and customers. We over-deliver value all the time. Right. And you can't take that away from us. You know what? If Facebook decides to clamp down, if Mark Zuckerberg right now says, you know what, this Brian&Carrie thing, I don't like him. Take him off Facebook. And we can't use Facebook anymore, I could give a shit. We're going to go over there and do something different instead with those 3 things that you can't take away from us. So the X factor for making goals that actually work is your goal must be something that cannot be taken away from you.
I love it.
That was a long example for entrepreneurs. Mm. You say what you want to say, but I want you to talk about fitness as well.
Well, that's actually exactly where I was going to go. I'm going to paint this picture because the irony of the timing of this show is actually really funny. You know, I run a transformation group for women that is body centric. You know, in their physical self, the transformation. But there's always a mindset aspect to it, right? And just this morning, I didn't even tell you this yet. Just this morning, one of the women who's in the group, she posted before and after pictures, just on a whim. She was like, I have to share this. I have to show this to everybody. And so she posted an image of where she was on, I can't remember the date we started, let's just say January 1st, and where she is today. Yeah. And to say that the comparison of the image is like shocking. Like it is. It's like, I was like, oh my gosh, like how amazing is that? This woman has clearly transformed her physical self. Sure. And, you know, folding in the mindset practices that we use. But I asked her a question back, and I asked this for my own curiosity, but it bleeds into this whole conversation. I said to her, how much, do you mind me asking, did you weigh in the first picture, and how much do you weigh now? Yeah. And the answer was exactly what I suspected. The answer was a pound difference. Right. A pound variance. But looking at it, you would think it was 10 pounds, right? And so where does that lead me insofar as this topic? The number of people who set the goal, I'm going to lose 10 pounds, or I want to weigh 125 pounds on the scale, is, I mean, everybody, right? Everybody sets that goal. But the thing is you're myopic on a number, you're fixed on a dedicated point, a destination, and don't realize how quickly that goal can be taken away, right? Because Well, I mean, for anybody who knows anything about the scale represents so many things, right?
Yeah.
If this woman had fixed herself on a number,
yep.
she would not even feel successful in her goals right now, right?
Yep.
So it really, her goals were to become healthier, to become more fit, and to become leaner,
yep.
which is a process of creation. It wasn't something that could be stripped away, you know? So crazy.
Can I go one step farther? I want to add that I don't think that aesthetic goals in fitness should be the metric either,
right?
Because that can be taken away. Look, I've been very honest about this our entire working life together. As a young, as an older teenager into my early 20s, I had an eating disorder. So I was at the whim of. I've weighed as much as almost 300 pounds and as little as about 175 as an adult, and I'm 6'3" and I'm a pretty big guy. So 175 pounds is pretty small. I've had a wide range of issues with respect to eating disorders and body dysmorphic concerns, but I've stabilized it easily and peacefully over the past 7 years or so because I stopped making weight or aesthetics or my abs anything to do with the goals. You want to know the 3 things you should focus in on if your real goal is about body and health and looking good. Number 1, mindset. Because there are days you don't feel like eating spinach. So it's not about choking it down and having the willpower. That's bullshit, and that's what everybody tells you. If your life is about choking down food you don't like in order to have a body you want, that is some seriously fucked up stuff. But that is where most people are in their fitness journey, because that's what most experts tell them to do. It's not about willpower or discipline. It's about having a mindset that is rock solid and keeps you on point happily. That's number 1. Number 2, what do you enjoy? Yeah. Too many people are like, well, I have to do CrossFit because that, or I have to do aerobics, or I have to go for a walk. No. You know what physical activity you should do? The one you're going to do. The one you like. That's what physical activity is supposed to be. There's no should to it. Right. So your second goal, if health and aesthetics is what you're after in your life, mindset is number 1. Number 2 is finding what you love to do. And the last goal, make this a lifestyle. Don't make it an up and down affair of I finally look the way I want, or I finally weigh 125, so now you go on a binge for 3.5 weeks, and you're right back where you fucking started.
Absolutely.
So the goal should not be 125 pounds, or squatting 405, or rippling abs. The goal should be develop a rock solid mindset. They can't take that away. Yeah. The goal should be find what I love to do in terms of physical activity, because they can't take that away. Yeah. The goal should be adopt this as a lifestyle, because they can't take that away. Abs, weight, strength, those can all be taken away. Right. Injury, illness, overtraining, fatigue, life-changing. Those can all be taken away. Yep. But when you make the goal about the things that can't be taken away, you start erecting pillars. And pillars of support are what keep your goal in the air. So simple. It really is. But everyone's teaching you to do it fucking incorrectly. Right. It's a good thing Brian and Carrie are here. Fuck. Is it a good thing Brian and Carrie are here? Can I get some hearts to that one? Right? I'd love to see if that's a heart-worthy comment. Everybody, as you chime in with some love. Adam Rice, by the way. What's up, brother? I was just going to give a shout out to Adam Rice, but I want to go back to something that Michael Hedke said. He said, I'm finally starting to get it. You commit to yourself, and then you begin to commit to everything else. Well said. And well said. That is absolutely the way it works, right? You know, it's... I love that you pointed that out, Michael. I love that you're starting to see that, because I think that we try to commit to the outside, external things that we're trying to create well before we actually commit to choosing to get better ourselves and to go for what we want in ourselves. I want to add that Kristen Johnson just said this is her favorite topic so far. We really appreciate that, man, because like I want to say this because we have a couple seconds left. Like we would, you know what we'd love? Would you love this? I would love to invite 2 people. Seriously, no shit. And I'm just like saying this live, and Carrie's like, "What the fuck?" I'm looking at him like I'm just waiting for where we're going. Would you? I want to invite 2 people to come and spend a day with us. Come and spend a day. Because I want to detail why. At 6 o'clock in the morning, we get up. And from 6 till about 9:30, we do our own journaling process in this journal. We have a beautiful conversation about life and our goals and where we are and where we're going. Mm-hmm. We have a nice breakfast with the kids. And then we prep for this. We put blood, sweat, and tears into Brian and Carrie in the morning. And I just, right now, I want to see if 2 people would like to join us for
Well,
a day.
we already have Jen Langlois and Michael Hedke saying they're down. Christine Batista saying that'd be awesome. Everybody, now we're going to have to go. Jennifer Aniston, can I move in instead?
Jim Kerr, first time
Kerr.
viewer digging it. Welcome, Jim. Share team, give Jim some love.
So
welcome, brother.
Clearly, there's people who want to spend a day with us. So as we figure that out and how we're going to pick you,
we'll figure it out.
I just want to chime in that, as Brian and I were flying home on whatever day we flew home from Spain, I can't remember.
Monday.
And that this is it's actually a funny thing because that's when we started talking. We were having discussions about this notion of have goals, something that can't be taken away from you, right? Because layers get added on in life, and you start to see things in the depth of the perspective a little bit differently, right? So how ironic that we were talking about that on the way home on the airplane from Spain, and then we come home and we are thrown into this situation where we don't know where we're going to live in 3 months from now.
Absolutely.
And it just only serves to make that even more concrete, in
100%.
understanding.
Absolutely. Just want to say shout out Allison. Pick me, she says. Beautiful. I won't apply because we get to see you on Saturdays. That's true, Scott. Love it. And Christine and a whole host of people, Tiffany Maxim, Aaron Johnson, are welcoming Jim. So that's great.
I love
so
it.
let's look at set goals that can't be taken away from you.
Yep.
That's the X factor.
Absolutely.
So that's how you set goals that actually work. Mm-hmm. I hope that helped a lot because it's awesome. Now, on to the nitty gritty of this.
How are you going to do
Let's eliminate your limits, how to finally achieve the goals you set, personal journal. Here's what's going to happen. The first elimination process has already been done, although you can play right now too. Share this episode. Mm-hmm. If you share this episode, we'll check after this episode is done to see all the names of who shared it, so those people automatically get into the second ring. Mm-hmm. All right? You like that so far?
I love it.
Are you digging that so far? So share it now if you haven't yet. That's how you get into the second ring. Now, how do you get into the third ring? You ready?
I'm ready.
You set?
Go!
I would like you to post on this particular page, the Brian and Carrie page. Set a post. You ready for this? This is going to be challenging. I want to make it challenging. No more than 10 words.
Okay.
10 words or less. Why? Why do you want that? How will it help you? Why do you think it's a linchpin for you? Why do you want it? In 10 words or less. And you have to post in the next 30 or 40 minutes.
So we are going to, step number 1 was you have to share the show.
Have to share the show.
Step number 2 is you have to post on the Brian and Carrie page in 10 words or less why you want that journal. And from there, we're going to select. Right.
So post first on this page, 10 words or less. Why do you want a copy of this journal? The first people to get this copy, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Why do you want it? I just want to add, Allison Hutchins Wills made a great comment. This is so huge for me because I'm so fearful of goals because I have such a fear of failure. I'm going to take 1 second to talk about that. Allison, thank you so much for saying that because you just spoke so many people's hearts.
Yeah,
so many people feel the exact same way. They're embarrassed to say it. I want to say this simply, okay? This, and I'm not joking. I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm not doing anything that is related to hype. Your stomach just growled. Did you hear that? Carrie's hungry.
As I'm reading Tiffany Maxim's comment, which was funny, I love when she's like, I love the look on Carrie's face when she's unsure about what you're going to say.
Right?
It's like, what's coming? Go ahead.
I just want to add. I just want to hear that. So, but this changes the fear of failure. Yeah. It changes it completely.
It really does.
Because what you lack, Heather, and everybody else who's watching right now, what you lack is not ambition. It's not willpower. It's not discipline. It's none of the things that every other blowharding expert is telling you don't have. It's none of those things. What you don't have is a daily process that is easy and simple and basic, but has been crafted to change the way you process information. You will learn to own your perspective, and in doing so, it'll be a day-by-day approach of achieving what you want. This works. Yeah. It works every time to the people who use it.
Right.
It worked for us.
Absolutely.
So I want to be clear. I think almost everybody's wrong. You don't need more willpower. You don't need more discipline. You don't need to get rid of your fear of failure. You don't need to get rid of your fear of success. You don't need to have more motivation. You need to alter your perspective. And you need to do that day by day. But when you do that, everything changes.
Yeah. You know, I just want to add to that because we had some really great heart-to-heart, in-depth conversations with the people at our retreat, our guests.
Yeah.
With regards to, you know, all around the topic of fear of, you know, am I going to achieve my goals, right? And, you know, obviously we gave the more full answer to them, but it always started with pointing back to their journal. Because the answer really is the journal, right? Yeah. When you, and we kept going back to I kept going back to the whole day-by-day process. When you are in a system that is daily,
yep,
that you can hold yourself accountable, be aware, make the modifications as you go, own your perspective every single day, you don't fall off the wagon and catch yourself 3 months later, right?
Agreed. 2 quick things for me because we're out of time. Angela Hunter, miss you, love you. Thanks for chiming in. Here's my last comment before we give you the final wrap-up of how you can get your copy of this. We're giving away 1 free copy. Number 1, Allison. You listed your limiting beliefs, but you're struggling to write your proclamation statement. There's a good reason for that, because it doesn't work. I'm not being harsh, Allison, to you. I'm being honest, and whoever is the continual purveyor in our society, the goal-setting experts, who say you have to write proclamation statements and positive affirmations. They don't work. They fucking don't work. Because you can't put a Band-Aid over a gunshot wound. And most people's mindsets, they are destroyed to a point that a Band-Aid is not going to be a permanent solution. Okay. This is a permanent solution. Okay? Yeah. So here's my last comment. You have to share this show. Share this episode right now if you haven't already. As soon as we're done, Carrie and myself are going to look at all the people who shared this episode. If you are one of those people, you automatically go to the second tier of receiving your free copy. So what's the second tier? What's the win factor? 10 words or less now. Post in the next 30 minutes. Yeah. On our page, Brian and Carrie page, why do you want this journal? 10 words or less. Tonight, we will pick who we're sending it to. We'll make a quick live stream announcement.
Yes, we will.
On this page of who it's going to, and who knows? Maybe we'll have a couple other special announcements at that point, too. You never can tell. Such as Carrie's tummy is grumbling.
Oh, it's not grumbling that much. It was only once.
Yeah, Sandy Weinberg, I need to feed my wife. You're right. You know what? We're 3 minutes past. But there are still like so many people watching.
Right? This was a great. We were pumped about this show.
We just love you guys so much. Like no joke. Where's my crew at?
Who? Can you do it my way once?
Where's my crew at?
Who? See, that's so much better. I like the first way better.
Oh man, you guys are great. Brian and Carrie crew, thank you so much for watching. Remember, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. But come on at 9:50. That's when our pre-show starts, and that's where all the fun's at.
It is indeed.
Who are we going to give this free copy away to? You'll find out tonight, so make sure you come back for that.
Absolutely.
Chat soon.
Have a great day.
Word. I'm going to just do a little dance.